Yeah, so it looks like they're getting into the race now. Uh, when you restart Splatoon, you have to start from a fresh file. So as you can see, they're on the tutorial, and they're just gonna go through that with the Splattershot Junior.
We see Beats playing with the superior girl squid, and Majifuma on the right is playing with the boy squid. There is zero difference between the two genders, but you do see in the tutorial they use different color ink. That's the only thing. Besides sound effects, of course.
Yep. And Beat just threw a bomb there. It is actually faster to not throw a bomb, but
Yeah, I believe we've tested to the bombs like to an extent that's like kind of embarrassing.
And why is it that the bombs are slower there, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, when you throw a bomb, you're stuck in like the bomb throw animation for about half a second. So all that time could be spent shooting and squidding forward.
yeah, and it's a little hard to like throw the bomb all the way to the boxes without like spending a little more time inking as well.
Let's see. あるじゃないですか。まああると
So
思うん
this
で
is
すけ
like
れ
the
ども。
only part where they have to mash really fast because the rest of the text boxes are just like rhythmic. So
It seems like a superbly technical game in terms of movement anyway.
Yeah,
the
the movement, like you can describe it. You can describe the movement in like a sentence, but the amount of technicality that goes into like every shot and knowing, you know, when to squid, when to stop shooting and everything, it takes a long time to actually develop those skills.
yeah, like a perfect run could, if you don't have good movement, it could be, you know, 56. But if you, the difference between that and then a 52 is really just improving your movement, and that's so important in this game.
Yeah, it all comes down to you know, the gun you use takes about 7 frames. You know, every shot is about 7 frames. So, you know, if you think about it, if you're shooting one extra bullet every single time that you go to swim in your ink, then all that adds up to a huge amount of time over the course of the run.
Yeah, so now they're entering the first level. They threw a bomb there to unlock it faster. So.
Fish, have you ever seen a Japanese run all the way through?
No, I have not.
No, you
I've watched
haven't?
a little bit.
Were you
but-
surprised by how fast that text was?
Yeah.
They entered sub 3. So on American version, obviously, like usually Japanese text is faster, but the problem with the Wii U is that the console is region locked. So we don't have access to the Japanese language, but unfortunately the Japanese language is 35 seconds faster.
Oh wow!
And you like most of that time is in those first 2 cutscenes there.
And how optimized is this? Is this like a
This
game
game
that
is-
requires
It's
a lot of
very
skill?
optimized.
Oh, wow.
Incredibly.
Like, I think both me and Tones' PBs are within 40 seconds of our summon bests.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
And
I think
And
mine's
then-
within 30.
yeah, I'm not sure about mine, but
Yeah, and our world records are, I mean, our PBs are 2 seconds apart.
yeah, so 30 seconds is huge in a game
That's
this
insane.
optimized.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when people go on vacation in Japan, you guys are like, "Hey, could you just kind of swing by and grab me a Wii U?"
Yeah, exactly.
I think there are some ways to play the Japanese games on an American, but
Nah, that's too much work. You know, like there's no point in doing that because, you know, there's no reason to kill a category. Might as well make it more competitive for everyone else.
We might as well just make everything harder for literally everybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why
Alright,
make
so now they're-
speedrunning fun and easy?
now they're heading into level 2, which is arguably the hardest level in the run, which is weird because it's level 2.
Yeah, definitely one of the hardest levels to do quickly.
Yeah.
Definitely the hardest level in the early game.
And is that just in terms of movement or
movement? Yeah, it's movement. It's all movement. This entire level because you're trying to make a cycle at the end. Uh, there's a giant wall at the end that you'll see, and the wall's on a 6-second cycle. And getting the first cycle for that wall is incredibly difficult. You have to move perfectly throughout the entire level, no mistakes.
a lot of vertical movement here?
Extremely little.
Yeah.
This level will eat most of your resets at high level.
Because if you miss that 6 seconds, you know it's incredibly hard to PB.
Since it's so optimized, you can't afford to lose 6 seconds so early.
And especially since the strat that they're going to use at the end right here is actually very difficult. Yeah. We call this strat cannonless as an homage to the Super Mario 64 community. Because there's a cannon way up on a cliff that you can super jump to. And you use that cannon to ink up this wall. But by using a technique called quick grabbing, which Beat's doing a really good job of doing that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh.
As long as it doesn't fall off. All right. Nice. A technique called quick grabbing. Basically... you can shoot an ink above you and then just grab the ink right below you really quickly.
As you can see, they both got the armor.
That is insane. Wow.
Yeah.
Because they need 100 orbs at this point in the run to unlock Seekers, and Seekers save a lot of time in the next level and throughout the run.
Yeah, it looks like they both got 100 orbs. It does happen that you get less than 100 orbs out of the level 2. Depending on your pace, that could be a reset, but this level is not that much slower because of Seekers. I usually try to continue because of it. You'll see them use Seekers right here. And that's what Seekers do. They, it's just a projectile that goes straight forward and lays down a thin road of ink there, and you just swim forward the entire way. So you'll see them use that anytime there's a straightaway, so you don't have to shoot and waste time like standing and not swimming.
As you can see, this level also has cycles in it, moving platforms, but it's not as important because you can't really not access something if the cycle's in the wrong place. You can always work around it.
Beat seems to be on a very good cycle, very average cycle, moving along.
Yeah.
They were about tied coming out of level 2, I believe.
Yeah, now Beat is a little bit ahead. Nice.
Yeah, solid level by both of them, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow, following those Seekers, going so fast, this is very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Seekers, despite being very simple, they're pretty hard to use because you don't really see what you're doing while you use the Seekers, so you just got to know exactly where to aim when it comes to that. And if you miss the angle, then you can't do anything because a Seeker takes about 80% of your ink. So you can't throw 2 Seekers consecutively.
Yeah, and there's another important reason why they unlock Seekers before this boss fight that'll be coming up.
So this boss is called Octostomp. He does exactly that, but of course each phase is harder. And once you get on top of him, you shoot the tentacle. And the runners will be doing a technique known as rapid fire glitch, which means they can shoot as fast as frame possible, I think. You can see Beat, you can see his hands mashing the D-pad. What's happening is every time you switch sub-weapons, your gun will fire a bullet. So, assuming you can switch your sub-weapons on every frame, you're going to be firing a bullet which does full bullet damage. It's not any kind of weakened bullet or anything. You can just deal massive damage to these tentacles and quick kill pretty much all the bosses.
Yeah,
in the
that's
game.
that's why it's very important they have seekers before this. And now, let's hope they don't get the scroll.
Yeah. The only unfortunate thing about rapid fire glitch is that you can only use it in boss fights because it's the only time where you're standing still and you have to shoot. Because the D-pad on the Wii U gamepad is right below the analog stick, so it's pretty much impossible to mash the D-pad while you're moving forward. It could be possible with like, you know, chin puts or something, but I don't think it'll be worth the time investment to master
Yeah,
that
I don't
skill.
think it would definitely not be optimal movement if you're doing that.
Especially because you're using motion controls.
Yeah. So
We
No,
now
we
have
just
they're-
gotta go for task strats here.
Task strats. I
Wii
can't
U
wait
task?
for there to be a viable Wii U task so that we can
would
do
be
this
pretty
game.
impressive. I would love to see a task of this game if it's ever possible in the future.
Oh yeah, it'll be like I want to say 2 or 3 minutes faster.
So here's another level that's where the seekers are very important. They have to throw two seekers at the beginning correctly in order to make this cycle that's coming up
Yeah.
in a little bit.
Looks like they both got it.
Yeah.
So. And of course, more seekers here. Beat is looking more and more like our gameplay the more I watch him. Like it is strikingly similar to how me and Fish play.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So the cycle, you can see on the left, there's a big wall with spreaders going across it, and if you go there fast enough, which the cycle isn't that tight, you can go left side, and that's the fastest cycle.
Yeah. Looks like Majifuma went for the middle cycle, which also isn't as bad. You know, it's only, you know, a couple seconds of mistakes worth of
Yeah.
time.
Here is a very frustrating part. If you get shot by the, he died.
Oh, that's not how I expected him to die at this part.
Yeah. If you get shot in midair while you're in a jump, then you basically lose all your momentum, and you can very easily miss a jump and die.
All right, well, we got ourselves a race after that level.
Yep.
Is that all just RNG? Just those
No.
enemies shooting at you,
No,
or?
it's not. It's based
it
on the
depends.
cycle you're on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So when you make the fastest cycle, the left side, assuming you don't get stuck or anything, you should be able to get through no problem.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this, but they unlocked the sponge level, and the reason they did that is it is much faster to do it with burst bombs.
Burst bombs
so,
is a sub weapon that we
Yeah.
unlock later.
So they'll be going through the rest of the levels, and then once they have 100 orbs, they'll unlock burst bombs, and then they'll go back to that level.
You can see Majifuma throwing a splat bomb while he's in this Illuminati arena, as I like to call it, because it's nice and triangular shaped. The splat bomb distracts enemies, and that's really important to manipulate their shot patterns so that you don't die while you're trying to get a quick kill.
Yeah. You can also see that they're activating the gushers as they're standing over them instead of before they get to them. And the reason for that is the gushers actually go up at a faster rate than if you just enter them as they have already activated.
That was a really good level by Beat.
Yeah, that
He
was
played it really,
very
really
nice.
solidly.
Very nice.
And the next level coming up, I have no one to thank but Beats himself for bringing this strat to the U.S.
I wonder which one they're gonna do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if they're gonna do Splat Bomb or Inkzuka.
We'll see.
I'll let the glitch speak for itself while you see it, and we'll explain it after.
Looks like Beat's going for Splat. Oh, they're both.
Oh, both going for Splat.
It's kind of weird that I'm actually nervous right now. Like, I'm just watching these two
There it
and
is.
getting nervous.
Whoa, what happened? I don't know.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Let's see if Majifuma gets it.
Uh,
Oh no, his bomb came up short.
That is very frustrating in a speedrun because
Yeah.
it loses a lot of time.
So we saw both sides of what can happen in this level. Basically, what Beat ended up doing to end the level early is open up the Zapfish, which is the goal of every level, and by opening up with a burst bomb, you allow the Octoling, which will end up super jumping through the Zapfish. The Octoling will trick the game into thinking you got it because the Octoling's model is coded exactly the same as the player's model.
Yeah, that is a very cool glitch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like the only place that it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here
Yeah,
you can
there's-
see they're in the tutorial level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a tutorial level plus enemies and
Yeah.
a nice cool boss fight at the end.
It's called an Octostriker level because you can see at the end there's a boss called the Octostriker. And every world except for World 1 has an Octostriker level and the previous level, which was an Octoling level.
Yeah, there's a quick kill strat for this boss fight. It saves a couple seconds. If you throw a splat bomb, like I said before, splat bombs distract enemies. If you throw a splat bomb behind him, he actually travels towards you, and like him traveling towards you lets you stand still and do a rapid fire with the D-pad.
Yeah, and we should be unlocking burst bombs now.
Yep.
And burst bombs also help with activating fans faster, which you'll be seeing.
Yeah, this level is incredibly frustrating. Very rarely do I get a reset on this level, but it is very common for me to lose time because of what happens in the end.
The level is pretty easy except for the very end.
And I assume that there's like specific routes for orbs and stuff, right? Like ones you get from boxes and balloons and just on the ground.
Well,
Not really.
the only routing we had to do for orbs is the second level where we have to get seekers, where we stop and get the armor.
Oh, yeah.
Because since you're traveling through so many levels, there's no way you don't get 100 orbs. Just by killing enemies. You know, enemies give you orbs, boxes give you orbs. You can just collect orbs on the ground.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to choose
okay.
from.
So as you can see, Beat is activating the downward moving fans, and you have to hit them with exactly 3 bullets. If you hit them with 2, then they won't go down far enough, and if you hit them with 4, they'll go down too far, and you have to wait.
Yeah. And it actually loses like 2 seconds if you shoot it with 4 bullets. Maybe like 4 or 5 seconds if you shoot it with more. So being like just 1 extra bullet will cost you a ton of time if you play it wrong.
Yeah. As you can see, Beat super jumped to the sponge level.
Right. Any level that you unlock, you can super jump to. This will allow for some more complicated routes as we get later into the game, especially in World 5. But for right now, that was... Oh, did you see that what Beat did?
Wow.
That was sick.
It's pretty sick.
What? So what Beat just did, he used the momentum of the sponge, and instead of throwing a burst bomb to inflate the sponge completely, the sponge will actually give him upwards momentum. So he used that sponge momentum to give him another jump, and get up there a little bit faster and save ink. That is interesting.
Wow.
And then of course, opting for the jump over the ball strat instead of the shoot them strat.
The shooting strat is a little bit faster, but only if you do it optimally.
Yeah, and you can get shot RNG, which will mess you up.
Yeah, which basically just shoot them to the back, and then they get stuck in ink, and then you kill them. And then cannonless part 2.
I'm surprised with how Beat is doing this level. I don't think I've ever seen it done like this. Just like very, very small differences of what I've seen before. That's really interesting. Let's see if Majifuma nails the cannon list as well. This level's also cannonless, I guess, because there's a cannon you're supposed to use, but it's faster not to use it.
It's not as hard as the level 2 cannonless.
Not nearly as hard,
Yeah.
but a lot more frustrating if you mess it up.
I've definitely killed far too many runs on it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, sponges are very weird. As in, like, if you throw a burst bomb, usually 95% of the time it'll expand the sponge like usual, but that 5% of the time, it just hits a very specific part of the sponge, and the bomb does nothing, and it'll just stay small, and you die because you're not expecting it, and you fall off, and
Yeah,
it's not fun.
that can happen like on a lot of things, like moving platforms, even ink lines. It can happen on.
Yeah, I've seen it happen on inclines a lot.
Yeah. So now they're doing
Now they're doing the World 2 boss, which is Octonozzle.
AKA
Octoschnoz. Octoschnoz. The quick kill on this boss is probably the hardest strat as far as quick kills go for world bosses. The intended way is to actually ink his side and do a jump over the ink gap and shoot him from the top. But if you throw a splat bomb from the bottom, the tentacle will grow as it takes damage, and it'll grow into range of your gun. So you can just stand on the floor, throw a splat bomb, and rapid fire, and save about 8 seconds in this boss fight, I think.
Yeah, this is one of the bosses that you can lose a lot of time on, because at the end, if you don't have enough ink after you throw the splat bomb, then it loses a few seconds.
Yeah. Sub weapons in this game do take a lot of your ammo. Yeah, the way the ammo works in this game is you have a certain number of ink just in your tank. You can shoot a lot of bullets in your tank before you run out of ink, or you can throw a couple of sub weapons. But the sub weapons take a large chunk of your ink, and considering you're shooting all of these little tentacle buttons around him first before throwing the splat bomb, you can really run into danger of running out of ink and then not getting the quick kill. Then you have to recharge and do it again, and it's not fun.
Oh, that cutscene text was so fast. I didn't
It's
even
so fast, dude. I'm so jealous.
That was a crispy seeker.
Godlike.
Now Beat is heading into ink lines.
Inkline's a very straightforward level. You know, there's some strats to it, but it really speaks for itself. There's not really much we can say that
Yeah.
a random viewer can't just, you know, assume based on what they see.
There's a bomb strat that's coming up. I don't know if he'll go for it, but the enemies have to be on a certain cycle for you to get it. Looks like he didn't go for it. Actually, no, he did.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did. That was
it
late.
right there.
Usually you
That
do it
kill?
early.
What? No way! That's so sick.
So basically, he threw a splat bomb from the ink line as he was going up, and that killed one of the enemies, so he didn't have to kill it later.
Yeah, that strat saves like maybe 2.5 seconds.
Now for the Swagzukas.
The Swagzukas, dude.
Let's see if he can
Let's see if he can go 8
get
for 8.
all of them. 1, 2,
2,
3, 4.
Oh,
I missed one.
missed one at the ends, but that's okay. Shout out to pre-nerf Inkzuka.
I know, dude. When I go back to like online, it's so slow.
It's so bad.
So it
And there
looks
we
like Beat is quite a bit ahead.
Yeah,
Well, not quite a bit.
probably upwards of 30 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah.
That can all change in any level, especially in the level
in
coming up.
flutters. Oh god, flutters.
This level up ahead is such a tease of a level because he'll get to a part where you can literally see the Zapfish like right on top of you, and you can't get there. And we've been searching for a year now, trying to find a way to get on top of that and skip this whole level. You can see it right in front of him now, but it's just not possible.
So frustrating.
Looks like
He's
he's
also-
going for right side.
Oh yeah. Nice.
All right. This level is notorious for ruining runs based on RNG. You'll see in the section coming up, he has to find an enemy with a key and avoid flutters that are roaming the level. But the flutters patterns are random across the entire grid. So they'll be in a different position every single time you do it, including this one. What was that?
Actually,
All three were
he
up
might
the
be able to
middle.
go right. Actually,
Okay,
this
that's
might be
fine.
good.
That's fine.
Oh,
He's got it. He's got it.
actually, that was really good.
Yeah, that's actually really good. So, ideally, if you're on a super fast cycle, you can go right side, and that's pretty much the fastest cycle you can do. Where like the enemy where the key is. Oh, he missed the burst bomb.
He missed the burst. Dang.
Yeah.
He activated the other incline.
No way.
Yeah.
He activated the all scroll strat incline. Is that gonna hit? Yeah, he's got it this time.
Oh, nice. Whoa, what is this route?
What?
This is a different route.
That is way different.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think I've experimented with the route that he's doing now. I don't think it was faster. It was probably even.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going right side.
Right side.
There's
Box strat.
actually strat. When you go left side, if you jump on a gusher, then you can get a huge boost from it and jump all the way to the top. But it's quite hard, and it only saves less than half a second. So
Yeah, and he did fast box strat, so that was a perfect level for him. You can see Majifuma doing flutter avoidance strategies, where if a flutter stopped on an intersection, you can actually jump around him on the corner if you jump right and hug the wall. It's pretty precise, like not precise enough that it'll be random whether or not you die, but it's hard enough so that beginner runners definitely struggle with trying to adjust to bad RNG.
it's definitely not as hard as it looks, though.
Yeah.
And now Beat is going to the Octoling level, which is Black Belly Skate Park.
It looks like Majifuma is gonna do OG route,
The best route.
the best route. Ooh, what is he doing here?
Oh, that's
That
interesting.
is slower, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's probably slower.
They both went for this one. Maybe they
Yeah.
know something that we don't.
They know something we don't.
Oh
no!
Oh no, that's the worst.
That's one of the worst places to die in this game.
Yeah, there's no checkpoints in between the start of the level and the ending where you die. And that's pretty much the only place you can die in this level. So
Yeah. If you miss the Seeker, then it's very easy to get killed by the Octoling.
it's really unfortunate.
Now Beats on shifting platforms, another very hard level.
Yeah, this is actually my favorite level. I've spent so much time trying to optimize this level, and I honestly don't see this level going any faster, at least in any percent. You'll see him go for very precise jump there, nails it, throwing 2 burst bombs to ink the entire wall and skip one of the cycles.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's fast enough here and he can go ahead and skip another cycle.
And there's the jump.
He should make it.
He got it.
Yeah, he's
I
in
don't
there.
think he'll get super cycle, but definitely first cycle.
Yeah, cycle skip is one of the hardest strats for new runners to get a hang of. In fact, most runners don't even attempt it until they have like a sub
Did he get super
54.
cycle? Or was that the other one? I can't
That's super cycle.
Yeah, he got it. That
Yeah.
was the fastest cycle throughout the level.
What?
I don't know how he got that.
Yeah. he threw a seeker at the start of the like right when he super jumped.
Oh yeah, I do.
The jump.
I sometimes do that
That's cool.
when I'm on a slower pace. Actually, no, that makes sense.
Oh, then he missed the jump to invisible.
Yeah, so Invisible is another pretty hard level in the run because, well, it's partly because the platforms are invisible, but more just because the levels, it's just bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty poorly designed level, despite how cool it is. The enemies are in kind of unfair positions. So even when you know where the platforms are, you can get messed up by a slight misalignment of the enemy.
Yeah, especially at the end, you'll see that he has to ink. Well, you'll just see.
Yeah. This is one of the few times where your bullets RNG will affect your run depending on how bad it is.
Yeah.
It's
Usually you
one
can.
of the most unfortunate
Oh,
things. Oh, dang.
Majifuma missed the jump, so
Yeah.
then the cycles are gonna be a little bit off. So
Yeah, I think in total dying there is a 30-second mistake.
oh no,
Oh, he missed again. Oh, please don't game over.
that's not gonna be good. And Beat's coming up on the jump. He got it. So
Alright.
there, if you don't have ink on your feet, then it's pretty much guaranteed you're gonna die, and that loses like 30 to 40 seconds.
Ooh, Majifuma splatted. He's gonna go back to
Dang.
the beginning of the level, which I can
That is
mention
not-
is actually a plus of this game. There's not really a penalty for doing that game over, especially for a newer runner. So if you're thinking about picking up the game and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to lose a lot of time for no reason, it's okay because anytime you die like that, you don't lose any progress. You just go back to where you were.
Yeah. And now Octoworld, which is probably the easiest boss.
Yeah. Octowhirl is the reason that Rapid Fire Glitch was discovered.
Yeah. Basically, he's just gonna rotate around like the circle, the arena, and you just have to ink on the floor, and then when he rolls through your ink, then he gets stuck, and then you shoot his tentacle.
Yeah, there's really a lot of room for error. What did Majifuma just do? He just did that
He just
NG
did-
plus.
He just did
That-
the NG plus strat.
That's a hypercycle skip, dude.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's actually like really difficult because the platform above you that he just went on will bonk. If you're climbing up a wall and you hit a railing or anything above your head, then you do a bonk animation and you fall a little bit down the wall. And
Yeah.
it's really difficult, and it kind of saves like 2 seconds in the NG plus run, which is like just completely not worth it in terms of any percent. So
Yeah.
we don't even think about it. Beat having a really good boss fight, doing his own quick kill strats. One of the cool things about this boss is that you can kind of invent your own quick kill strats. There's really no wrong way to do it, as long as he ends up stopping in the right spots. The way you get him to stop orbiting around the circle is to make sure that you're staying out of ink and to be looking at him the entire time. And usually he'll travel about, I don't know, 60 degrees or something. I don't know what that
Yeah.
angle is, but
This boss fight is like the only place where squid bagging is an actual strat.
yeah, that's my favorite.
Basically, you can since the boss needs to see you to like charge at you, you can squid bag and refill your ink while he also sees you.
Yeah.
So,
Look how fast I think this is the longest text cutscene in the game, and
yeah, it's pretty long.
and he's through it.
Try hard.
Yo, try hard for World 4 skip. That is an old joke. We had that joke before Fish was even running the game.
I'm so not old.
So,
No.
oh no, I hate
Why'd
that
you
joke.
miss the
Did he get the
jump?
checkpoint? He didn't get the checkpoint either. Oh.
No, not that one.
Wait, what?
Dang. Well, no, okay, never mind.
What?
He got the checkpoint, but what before it, but you have to
Okay.
get. Anyway, so now Beat's coming up on the World 4 skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World 4 is just like any other level. You're supposed to clear every single level and defeat the boss, but it's also the only level where we can just jump across and get to World 5.
And
Beat messing up the setup for it.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because the way World 4 skip was found is actually on the left side. You have to jump on a very specific point on the far left side and then bonk off the barrier onto the block. But that's extremely hard, so it was very fortunate.
To this day, I have not gotten it.
We could find the ledge. Yeah, I haven't gotten it either.
So Beat's on third try right now.
Could World 4 skip be the equalizer?
It's fourth try.
Fifth try.
Fifth try.
It's interesting. All the Japanese commentators are saying, "Wow, there's a lot of pressure." A lot of tension in the air.
Hey, there he is. There he is. Okay. That jump for World 4 skip is probably the most precise trick in the game. It's like when you think of a speedrun, you think of that trick. Like this is that trick for Splatoon. I know a lot of runners who either do not run the game because of World 4 skip or have stopped running the game because of World 4 skip. It's what 30 minutes plus into the run, and at this point, if you miss it once, then the run's dead.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean,
maybe
based on Fish's history,
I've gotten a world record with
some nutty runs.
And Beat's now on pinwheels, which is another cycle-based level, but the cycles are very slow, at first at least. So he has a lot of time to just not go fast if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to just make small mistakes and bonk in a couple places and miss your feet on a seeker and all that stuff. You don't have to have perfect movement in this level. It is fine.
Except for the last part.
Except for the last part. Yeah, the last part's where it really picks up, but if you practice it enough, it's fine.
Yeah.
The worst part about this level is practicing it.
Yeah, it really sucks. So this pinwheel that Beats is on, that's the cycle, or the first cycle.
Yeah. Technically, you can get to that pinwheel faster than like what the cycle he just did was, but it doesn't matter because the platforms he's on now would be slow, and you would have to wait on these platforms anyway. And he got the left side pinwheel. Nice.
That's it really depends on where you jump to whether it's very precise or not. You have to ink like the very corner and then jump at like the last possible moment.
Yeah. In Splatoon, you lose speed very quickly when you exit your ink. And if you're trying to get a really precise jump like that, and the very edge of where you jump isn't inked, then you'll lose too much speed, and you will not make it.
Yeah.
And falling down there will make you wait another cycle, which is, I think, 12 seconds. And here, Majifuma is coming up on World 4 skip himself. Hopefully, he can do a little bit better than Beat.
First try.
Maybe first try. First try.
First try left
side. First try left side. Oh my god.
No.
Right, using a burst bomb to ink down there.
Not even like stand-up jump cycle.
Ooh.
Stand-up jump strat.
Stand-up jump strat. I actually like that setup. Not gonna lie.
Best setup. Second try maybe.
No, they're all using my setup.
Nice.
Oh, look
second
at that.
Try.
Yeah, second try is really good.
So here Beat super jump back to the Octa Striker level, and there's a pretty cool strat at the end that you can get. I think he does it differently actually than we do. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. He just rushes through the level and he still gets the quick kill strat. I wasn't quite sure how it works. Let's see if it works here.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, he does.
really cool.
Yeah, I need to work on that.
Usually what you have to do is trigger the Octo Striker to fire a tornado in the level. So then when this fight starts, he fires the tornado. And that moves him back, so you can just quick kill him with the balloon.
Yeah. But obviously, when you manipulate him like that, you end up stopping in the middle of the level to make sure that he throws it, so that wastes a little bit of time. And if you can get the quick kill without having to stop, then that's fine.
And you got the Splatoon unlock.
Yeah, he got the unlock. You can tell you get the unlock because of the audio cue. You can also tell because your game saves.
Yeah.
You can see it in the bottom left corner.
So
the worst thing is not noticing when you miss it, and then you enter the level and you think, something was wrong there.
Yeah. So here's Flutter's Part 2, which is, it doesn't have as much RNG, but it's as in RNG that can kill you. But at the end, there's a sniper on Flutter, and where he is can determine how much time you save or lose. So we'll see.
Yeah, usually the range of this level, you won't really lose more than 6 seconds based on the RNG of the Flutter guy. I've gotten bad RNG only a handful of times when I'm actually like on the ground level where Beat is now. That lost time, but missed the geyser. That happens.
Yeah. So there's the sniper with the key in it.
And sniper's right up dead center. Don't fall off there.
That was a very good RNG, but he didn't optimally take it.
Yeah, if he got the geyser first try, then the Flutter would have been stopped right there on the corner. It would have been perfect.
Yeah, he might have fell off if he went for it straight away. So that was good. So now the infamous incline unlock.
Oh wow!
You got it. I think you jumped there. So to unlock that incline, you can either fall off or jump a little, and if you jump, then you pretty much guarantee to get it, but it loses a tiny bit of time.
Yeah.
So.
Jumping, of course, is safer because you have more time to actually unlock the ink rail. It's also one of the few times where the shot RNG can get you, because sometimes you'll just shoot directly at the ink rail, but none of your bullets will hit it in time, and then you will fall off and not make it there. And that's one of the most frustrating ways to lose a run.
Yeah. Now here's the second sponge level, and this jump that he's about to do now is very, very difficult.
Oh,
he did the dumb jump is what we call it.
We get the dumb jump, dude. That's a good jump.
Yeah. I would say Sponges is the hardest level in World 5.
I think I agree with you. I practiced it a bunch, so I'm definitely like out of touch with how hard it is to learn, but it's definitely the most dynamic of knowledge.
Yeah. And you also have to switch sub-weapons a lot. Yeah,
you have to use every sub-weapon in this level. And unlike only using Seekers and Burst Bombs.
I'm using the Splat Bomb strat at the end, where you throw a Splat Bomb left, then you go right, so the Octoling falls right on it, then you go left on the sponge, so the Octoling super jumps to the right, then you can just kill it right away.
Yep. Yeah, manipulating those Octolings can be really finicky. Sometimes they'll spawn in the wrong spots, and if that happens, then you have to do some crazy backups using the Inkzuka you grab.
Yeah.
And now Beat is heading into the last level before the final boss. This is Splat Switch Revolution. You notice each little square that he's hitting has to be filled up with ink, and then they trigger platforms to move. And knowing where those platforms move is essential to doing this level fast.
Yeah, burst bombs are also very useful here, because if you throw a burst bomb at the splat switch dead center, or it can even be a little bit off, then it gets it. As you can see, he just did there. He threw one at the splat switch.
Yep. Your thing is you gonna go for a splat bomb strat? Yep.
Yeah. The Inkzuka is very important for that part. It saves a lot of time.
A lot of time, yeah. Because the last enemies that spawn are slightly too far away for you to shoot. So if the Inkzuka is not there, say you die in between them, then you lose a lot of time because you have to go out of your way to kill those last two enemies. And then
Yeah.
coming up here, had a very solid level so far. He grabs a bubbler, which gives you invulnerability, and he can just jump straight through the flutter, which would usually be an insta kill.
Yep. Oh, and
And that's through the level. So now he's actually just going to super jump back to a level he already did because it's closer to the entry to the final boss fight, DJ Octavio.
yeah, he's actually on pretty good pace too. It's like he could get a 52. Actually, I don't know.
Wait, what was his out time? A 45.
But the
I want to
cutscene,
say it was 45, 40.
I mean, faster. Cutscene is a little bit faster.
Right.
He might.
No, this would be a 53.
I don't know.
I think because like a low
Yeah.
45, you add 8 minutes would be 53.
So hopefully he can get a 52.
As the cutscene for the boss fight plays, I might as well remind everyone what you're watching. You are watching RTA in Japan Marathon. Is the first full-blown marathon in Japan for speedrunning. It is going to be a showcase across the next couple days. This restream is hosted on twitch.tv/speedgaming. You should follow this channel for any kind of high-quality speed races and community bingos or something. I don't know what's planned for the future, but speedrunning community is very tight-knit for what it is.
Yeah. And Beat is now on phase 1. Phase 1 is pretty boring. All you have to do is hit the fists back one at a time. But all the other phases have something called a fist skip, which we'll explain once he gets to it.
Yeah. This final boss, it has a large chance to lose a lot of time, which you don't want to do. If you miss any of the fist strats and the cycle skips, then you're out 20 seconds, and it's very heartbreaking.
Yeah. Alright, good phase 1.
And of course, he's using the rapid fire glitch to deal as much damage as possible and kill the subwoofer as fast as he can. So here, we will see him do the fist skip. Now, as opposed to phase 1, Octavio will start shooting 2 fists. And
Scroll strat? Oh.
Scroll? Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Little tease of the scroll. If you didn't know where the scroll was, now you know. So
Yeah,
here's
so
gonna shoot the first fist super fast, and he got it. Okay.
That's called insta fist. Basically, you shoot the fist back so fast that the second fist animation doesn't get to start.
Yeah.
So that's basically guaranteed.
Yeah. So the reason fist skips even work in the first place is because for some reason when he gets hit by a second fist, he'll only take half knockback. But if you delay the second fist enough, he'll actually end his like hurts animation where he's flashing red and spinning and everything. And it'll trick the game into thinking you hit him with 2 separate fists, which will take double knockback, and it'll skip an entire cycle of missiles.
Yeah.
So
you can also see he's inking and then swimming through the ink, and what that does is repositions Octavio, because he basically turns towards the last position he sees you in. So if you ink and then swim through the ink, he thinks you were in the last position before you went into squid form.
right.
So that can reposition Octavio, so it's easier to hit the fists.
Yeah, Octavio will turn his body towards wherever you are. So you want the fist to be as close as possible. And here he's doing a slight variation of the strat. You actually delay the first fist so that the second fist is closer when you shoot it, because you can only skip one cycle in this boss fight, so it doesn't matter how fast you get the second one. He'll always go back to the final phase. There are 5 phases to this fight, and he's coming up on phase 4 right now.
Yeah, see if he does the... There's 2 different strats you can... Well, actually, there's a lot of strats, but...
Do tone strat?
No,
he's not. He's not going for tone strat.
In this phase, you can miss one fist and still be okay, because it requires half a fist less than you would need.
It's really weird. Like the amount of distance he has to cover allows for you to miss one fist. So what I do is I miss one fist on purpose in the beginning so that the fists are closer to you when you go for a fist skip. And here he gets it perfectly, so it didn't matter. You can also see the missiles are just going straight over his head because Octavio doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, so he should miss a fist here, or I guess not.
No, he'll just go for it. Doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
And of course, Majifuma starting the boss fight.
Yep.
Probably see very similar strats between these 2 runners, especially in the early phases.
Yep. And he's gonna do the swag jump off. It doesn't matter what he's doing right now, because after the cutscene, you always get transported to right in front of the launch pad.
Yeah, that was swaggy what he just did. I gotta think about that.
You could jump off the edge right before the cutscene starts and still be fine. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
And now phase 5, which is probably the hardest casually, but it's not too hard in a speedrun.
Yeah, it's super easy once you know where the missiles are coming. And also shout out to the best song in the game. If any of you are watching this restream and want to hear this music, I recommend going to the RTA Japan channel and listening to the original music as this boss fight goes on. It's probably one of my favorite experiences in this game is doing this phase.
Yeah.
You can watch that over at twitch.tv/RTA in Japan.
Yep. That audio is a fair warning, it'll be in full Japanese, so you might not understand what's happening, but that's fine.
Don't worry, just come back here and we'll fill you in.
Yeah.
So, Beat looks like he's finishing up Octavia now. On the last subwoofer, should be.
The last subwoofer. Fish, you ever lose a run to the last subwoofer?
I don't think in any percent I have.
Really?
In NG Plus I have.
Oh yeah, NG Plus is really hard. I've lost it to the last subwoofer. I lost the first sub 53 to subwoofer.
Oh. I might have lost one, but...
So time is there. Time.
Nice. 53.22 is very good.
His PB is a 53.15.
Yeah, that is very good for a marathon run.
Yeah, and considering that was 5th try World 4 skip too.
Oh yeah, if you got a first try, that definitely would have PB'd.
That would have been like a 52.30.
If you got it.
If you got a first try. That is insane. He played that really, really well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beat for being pretty much being the bridge between the US runners and the Japanese runners. I don't really know of any other Japanese runners because they don't submit to speedrun.com. So he just took the initiative to post there one time, and I remember the day he posted there, we all watched his video at the same time, and we looked at what strats he did, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, both of these runs are very, very, very impressive. Just the movement alone, all the movement tech in the game just looks insanely optimized. It's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, it's one of the the coolest runs to just watch. You know, there's so much high motion going on. There's a lot of things on the screen. It's a little bit overwhelming at first, but you know, it's one of those things that when you're playing it, it all just goes straight past you. And
Yeah. Especially if you already play the Splatoon multiplayer, then it's really easy to get into speedrunning.
Yeah, the movement just carries over beautifully.
Yeah.
If you know how to aim and you know how to use a shooter weapon, then yeah, you're already set for speedrunning. How fast did you get a sub 1 when you started speedrunning, Fish?
I don't know, like 2 weeks maybe.
2 weeks, yeah. I remember I played a lot of multiplayer before I started speedrunning. I started speedrunning because Tower Control came out, and I didn't like Tower Control at all. And I was just like, you know what, I might as well just speedrun while it's in rotation.
Tower Control used to be my favorite mode, but I like Rainmaker now.
Rainmaker did nothing wrong. So I think he's on pace to do it. Yeah, he got the fist skip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Usually you do it in the second phase of fists, but it doesn't really matter.
Just barely avoiding that killer whale there.
Yeah, and they're not using the Inksuga in the fourth phase because Octavio is so close that it's just faster to use it in the fifth phase.
Here again is the final phase. Majifuma looking to get maybe a 58?
Yeah, I would say 58. 58, maybe low 59. I don't
Which
know.
also is not bad considering a splat in World 3.
Yeah. Splats waste a lot of time.
And if I was looking to speedrun this game, where would I go? What would I do? Who would I talk to?
Where'd you go? Okay, so if you go to speedrun.com/Splatoon with a capital S, there will be all of our recorded runs as well as resources. I have made a tutorial video that is all encompassing, covers pretty much every strat you need to know. And then, like, honestly, you do not need to watch anything about this game because, like, as long as you're doing runs, you're gonna improve. It's just one of those things you just have to play the game.
All you really need to know is the route, I would say, because you can lose a lot of time since the kettles are invisible. I actually made a video featuring the entire route.
Yeah, just the route, and that's like all you need to know. And then, you know, just start doing runs, copy our strats, and that's all you need to do.
It looks
it's
like you
really 5809.
Yeah.
Very good run from both of these runners. And they have little prizes. Those little plushies are so cute. I want one.
Japan gets all the good stuff.
Yeah. I honestly want to go to Japan just so I can get some Splatoon merchandise. They have some good merchandise over there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a very good run by both runners.
Yes. That was...
Yeah.
And thank you two so much for joining me and explaining all of the wonderful things that Splatoon has to offer.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm very grateful that I could have this opportunity.
And
So,
coming up next, we actually have Romancing Saga for the PlayStation 2, Any Percent by Yawaraka. And that will be coming up next.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got to do some commentary. I literally know nothing about this game.
Is it like a JP only release game? Because I've never heard of it before.
I'm actually not sure. I've never heard about it. Like, I'm pretty fresh to this one.
Now you'll do great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Just sit here and say, oh, okay, that was cool. I guess that was pretty fast.
Yeah, you
Hey,
got
that's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah, we
Hey,
had a
that's
commentator
pretty
for it,
good.
but he had to drop out, and so we're gonna have to sort of.
Oh god.
So that's
So
why
I'm
it's,
here.
Yeah, that's why Myth is here, and I'm here, and we're gonna keep Bonesaw company, so he doesn't have to just make everything up himself.
Oh, thank goodness. I was about to write my own notes here.
I did do a little bit of Wikipedia type research on this thing, though. The Romancing Saga series is got a couple games in it, and they have had North American releases. This one in particular is a remake of the first game for PS2, subtitled Minstrel Song. And the Saga games have like a cult following, I guess. There's like a layer of complexity and just kind of general unfriendliness that I think is it keeps some people away from it, myself included. Actually, I'm a huge fan of JRPGs, but I've never played a Saga game, and they do some weird things, like really open-ended, non-linear gameplay. You can recruit and dismiss various characters, and kind of a non-standard leveling system. You don't gain levels. It's kind of similar to Final Fantasy II, actually, the Japanese version, where if you attack, you'll gain sword skill or whatever if you attack with a sword, and if you attack with magic, you'll level that up and stuff.
I'm actually really looking forward to watching this, actually, because, I mean, I play a few JRPGs that nobody's really heard of, so I'm actually quite curious to see what happens in this one.
I know there's a lot of grinding.
Oh, that should be lovely.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. To entertain. And this is just a reminder to everybody watching that you are watching the English language restream of RTA in Japan, the first large-scale live speedrunning event in Japan, taking place on twitch.tv/RTA in Japan for the Japanese version, and twitch.tv/speedgaming from December 27th to the 29th. Also, speed gaming is a great place to watch speedrunning tournaments, marathons, and other great content. So if you'd like, follow this channel and our runners. Thank you for watching.
I love a lot of the artwork they've come up with. This mascot anime waifu.
Everything in Japan has to have a mascot. It's a requirement.
Or just like a literal anthropomorphization of it.
Yes.
I think the stories also go places in the Saga games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we received some notes. Actually, I should make sure you have these.
Actually, yeah, these general observations and the route and all that.
Yeah.
That's right. I got these.
It just kind of mentions offhand, like, the main character gets sold as a slave. It's like, what? Like, that's that kind of story, I guess. Some dark stuff can happen.
Oh yes, I just read that if the characters die, then they are dead forever. There's no going back.
The spoilers. I guess so. I want to prepare people though, so they're not shocked. Give them an idea of what they're in for.
Spoiler alert. Everybody dies someday.